And today we hit the 3 H's, I heard you say.
Yes.
Hot, humid, and hazy.
Yes, we did have a new batch of Saharan dust come in. It's not quite as bad as the last few ones that we've seen, and it'll be out of here really by Tuesday or Wednesday. This afternoon we topped out at 95, and that humidity had our temperatures this morning staying in the low 80s as opposed to the upper 70s where we should be for this time of year. It was also on the breezy side again. We've seen consistently winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour and gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour around the coastal bend. Top gust today around 33 here in Corpus Christi. We're still gusting to 31 at this point. Those winds coming on shore and bringing a lot of humidity into the coastal bend. Temperatures right now range from the upper 80s along the coast and in some of our northern counties to the upper 90s all the way out in the hill country. And when you tack that humidity on top of it, it feels pretty toasty. Feels like 112 down in Furious, feels closer to the 100-degree mark here in Corpus Christi. Now heading into tomorrow, we're going to do this hot and humid thing all over again. We wake up in the upper 70s to low 80s, but feels like temperatures, they're already in the upper 80s and low 90s by the time you're on your way out the door. And we work into the mid and upper 90s across the coastal bend tomorrow afternoon for our afternoon temperatures, but the feels like temperatures, those are going to be a little closer to the 105 to 110 mark around the area. So we've got that Saharan dust that's down here. High pressure in the Gulf is helping to kind of direct it our way and eventually out of here, like I mentioned, by Tuesday into Wednesday. But what we're watching on the other side of this high pressure is essentially the moisture and energy remnants of what was Invest 93L. That's the area of interest that was in the Gulf last week that failed to materialize anything before it went inland over Louisiana. Those remnants have been circling around this area of high pressure as it continues to move and basically situate itself over the southeastern United States. So those moisture and energy remnants, they're going to come back into the Gulf, essentially ending up back where they started and make their way over towards the western Gulf, the northern half of the Gulf, I should say. And that's because the high pressure, these two different high pressures here on the screen, it's really just two halves of the same high pressure because it's getting a lot bigger. It's elongating itself from west to east. That's helping to direct this a little bit further to the west than we saw last week, where it just kind of went up into Louisiana here. The thing with this now is that we're going to have to be watching the timing of it. How long does it have over the Gulf? Because that could give it an opportunity to organize very briefly. That being said, there's no area of interest, but also timing wise, it could increase our rain chances heading into late next week. So whether it comes in earlier in the day Friday or later in the day will dictate when those rain chances start coming up. We don't have an area of interest in the Gulf, but we do have this one. The chance of development has dropped since yesterday down to 10%. Environmental conditions going to become pretty unfavorable for that one there. So something for us to watch, not worry about in regards to both of those places that I mentioned. Tomorrow we see a little bit more sunshine than we did today. Not quite as cloudy, but a little bit hazier. Heading into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see afternoon temperatures go up as that high pressure expands and cloud cover starts to come in later in the day Thursday as that moisture starts to arrive.
And that 7-day, just the snapshot, the epitome of July here in South Texas. So stay prepared for the heat. Kristen, thank you. A quick break, and when we